let's go live again, second time. A phone call came through, which I had to get. So I was like, okay, end the street, end the live, start again. So what's up, peeps? It's your boy Christian Fandom Geek, talking about Supergirl trailer, talking about live, talking about superhero movies, talking about superhero fatigue and the quality of the films that are coming out in the current iteration of the DC universe, Marvel universe. You know, I think the movies that we've been seeing recently, after the Zack Snyder run, and whether that will come back, by the way, because of Warner Brothers being bought by whoever. I mean, who are buying them? Is it Netflix? Is it Paramount? I don't know who's buying them, to be honest. I thought Netflix have sealed the deal, but then Paramount have come back with a lot more money. So it's like, who's buying DC? Because obviously, you think about it, with Warner Brothers owning DC and Warner Brothers being brought, the Snyderverse could come back, and there's a lot of Snyderverse fans, to be fair. So you could get like a Man of Steel 2. You could get more of that sort of stuff. Really, you could get Henry Cavill back potentially. Ben Affleck, you could get the Ben Affleck Batman film potentially if the Snyderverse comes back. Could get another Justice League film. Never know. Another Wonder Woman film. Never know. But what it's just the current state of pop culture movies when we're talking about superhero films. It almost seems to me that after the Marvel run, which finished at sort of the Infinity War and Endgame, Marvel have gone off the rails, and it's like, will the next big Avengers Marvel, the Avengers Doomsday, will that bring it back? Will that bring DC? Will that bring Marvel back into the game of having a proper, compelling narrative? Will they be able to reach the heights of the Infinity War on any sort of level? I don't know. I think for Marvel, I am getting rid of Iron Man and then Captain America, Chris Evans as Captain America. You know, when those big hitters are not involved, the other guys are bringing through. It just hasn't really panned out that great when it comes to Marvel at the moment. Marvel set the bar so high, they're struggling to live up to their own standards. Essentially, that's what's happened. They can't. It's like they're not really fighting DC because DC haven't really got it together at the moment. Marvel are just trying to emulate themselves. Kevin Feige is just trying to beat himself, essentially. And that's an interesting one. You know, how do you beat yourself? How do you top what you've already done? It's like George Lucas with the Star Wars films. How do you, with his original trilogy, and then you go with the prequel trilogy. George Lucas couldn't top himself. It was just a struggle. How you doing, mate? Fucking, how you doing, my friend? Yeah, I mean, it's the thing with all these stories, isn't it? It's like, all these stories. You've heard that saying. There's no new stories. They're all just hero's journey recycled. There's no new stories. It's just that's why you keep doing the same stories over and over again. So you get a new version of Supergirl. You get a new version of Superman films. You're going to get a new version of the Justice League. You're going to get a new version of Marvel and the Avengers. And it's like the same stories. But because the Avengers run under Kevin Feige, leading into Infinity War and Endgame, did so well and was so universally loved, the bar was raised so high. How do you top that? How do you go above that? How do you go beyond it? How do you exceed it? And I think what happened was they tried to go down the multiverse route and say, I guess let's go weird and go very different. We'll go down the multiverse route. And the multiverse thing just didn't work. I personally like multiverse films, and multiverse storylines. I do like them, actually. I like to play with different characters and different tropes and what you can do with that. But I will say that if it's not executed very well, then they come across as messy films. They come across as messy TV shows. But whenever you invoke multiverse and it's not done properly and the story's not grounded well, it gets very, very messy. It gets confusing. It looks ad hoc. It looks all over the place, and it's like, you got all these different character arcs and tropes going on, and it's hard to keep hold of what's going on. You got to ground the story really well when it comes to a multiverse story. It's got to be grounded really well, because multiverse as a concept for normies is going to be quite confusing. If you're a comic book geek or nerd or a science fiction nerd or geek, and you have some knowledge about how multiverse ideas are, even in science, then actually you'll be fine. If you can wrap your head around a multiverse concept, even in science, you'll be fine. But normies who are watching these sort of films, they'll get confused by multiverse stuff. They'll literally get confused. They won't have a Scooby-Doo what's going on, and that's the problem with multiverse. So that's why I believe Marvel struggled. I think that's why I believe Marvel struggled so much, is because they brought in multiverse scenarios. They brought in, and then the whole sort of Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange stuff didn't work very well. And then they were kind of just buggered, really. It's like, that just doesn't work. and that was that. So it's like, it's just one of those ones. Hi, Catherine. How you doing? Hello there. Yeah, so now we've got the Supergirl coming out. The Supergirl trailer came out yesterday. And obviously James Gunn's going down the vibe of kind of punk rock Supergirl that doesn't really care, probably slightly nihilistic, struggling to find meaning in her life, bit of a rebel. She's not classic Supergirl at this point in time. She's a bit lost, and maybe by the end of the film she finds herself. Who knows? But at the moment she's a bit lost, a bit like, I don't care, whatever. Truth, justice, and whatever. That's what they put on the poster, isn't it? Truth, justice, and the American way? No, not the American way. Truth, justice, and whatever. Then the United States of whatever. It's just whatever. And so is this Supergirl good? Do we think that the Supergirl film will be a good film? Do we think James Gunn it's giving me Guardians of the Galaxy vibe with the music, and that's okay. I get it. There's a bit of a punk rock theme there as well, cyberpunk theme going on. Okay, got a bit of cyberpunk going on. Okay, a bit of cyberpunk going on there. The music's pretty cool. Do we think it's going to be a good film? Because the Superman film, as much as I liked it, and I do like it, the plot was weak. That's the Achilles heel of that Superman film was the plot. It was just too simple. There was no cleverness or sophistication about the plot. A primary school kid could have wrote that film in terms of the plot. It was that simple. You didn't need to go to film school or be a director or be a great writer to come up with that storyline. A kid at school could have done it. It was that simple. And if you're being paid a lot of money to do these type of storylines, to be a writer, to be a creator, to do a new iteration of a Superman film, and I'm talking about Superman because I'm linking this to Supergirl, surely the plot should be a bit more sophisticated and a bit more clever and nuanced and a little bit more like, okay, well, that's quite smart, actually. Surely, if you're experienced, this is your genre, this is what you do as your bread and butter, this is your job. When you're writing these big Hollywood films, they should have a better storyline. Because that was the thing about Superman. The storyline was weak. The plot was weak. I liked the film because I liked the nostalgia. I liked how the film made me feel. I liked the romance between uh, Superman and Lois Lane. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that vibe of it. But when you really deconstruct that movie, some of the story arcs were actually okay. I thought the Lois, thought the Lois and Superman story arc was good, but the plot of the film itself was quite weak. Um, Hello there. How you doing? How you doing? It's always nice to meet new people. On welcome to Christian Fandom Geek. Thank you for your comment. Just talking about me rambling on about the Supergirl film. You are new. Okay, thank you. Greetings. Thank you for saying hello. It's always nice to meet new people. I'm rambling on about Supergirl movie because the trailer came out yesterday. If you're into superhero films, I talk about pop culture stuff. Angel, nice to meet you, Angel. Nice to meet you, Angel. It's not. I talk about like superhero stuff. I talk about the hero's journey. I talk about Star Wars, and I also talk about religion and Christianity and politics, and I talk about being black. To talk about lots of different things, and I talk about Aston Villa, which is that shirt there, Aston Villa fan. So I talk about lots of different things. Greetings. So yeah, Supergirl trailer came out yesterday, and the Supergirl trailer was okay. It didn't get me super excited. I'm gonna be honest with you. I weren't like wow. It wasn't the best thing of all time, but I will. I'm gonna watch a film. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna watch a Supergirl film at some point. I will watch it. Just like, and I'll probably go to the cinema to watch it as well. I'll probably go to the movies and watch it. To be fair, probably go there. Me and the missus will go there and watch that film. We'll watch that film. I only have one person watching. Yeah, Angel. That sometimes happens. Because a lot of the people that watch my channel watch it from the USA, and a lot of them now are either are at work or college or whatever. So a lot of my viewers are in the US, so they're not going to really be watching YouTube at the moment. So that once I've done this live and it's on my channel, they'll watch it later. That's all that is. But yeah, I think there's 3 people of you there. So greetings to all 3 of you who are watching me ramble on about superhero films, and one of those 3 is Angel. So greetings, thank you, and thank you for that. And whatever you do, guys, make sure that you sub the channel, because I could do some more subs, to be honest. I wouldn't mind getting to 1,000 subs quite soon. So that can be an early Christmas present to Christian Fandom Geeks. Hitting subscribing to the channel, hitting the like button, and playing some videos when you have some free time. Yeah, if you want to do that, fair enough. That's all right. If you don't want to do that, can't force you. So yeah. So the superhero. So really, right now for DC is about to be sold. We don't know if it's going to Paramount or Netflix, although it seems that Netflix won the bidding, but then Paramount have come in with more money. Does the performance of the Supergirl film impact the catalogue of the attractiveness of DC? Did the performance of Superman, because Superman didn't really overperform at the box office. It did okay, but it wasn't amazing. I think it done about what 700, 800, maybe about 700, 650, 700 million worldwide. Maybe it didn't exactly set the world on fire. It was a okay film, but the plot was a bit weak. But I did enjoy the film, and I am a Superman fan. But the Supergirl trailer gave me vibes that it was a little bit. Can I stop saying blah 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 blah? I'm not actually saying blah 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 blah, but actually that could be an interpretation of what I'm saying, especially if you're not into superhero films or superhero genre. Then you may interpret what I'm saying as blah 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 blah, and so that's okay. That's all right. And honestly, don't worry about that. There's lots of channels that talk about other things, which is absolutely fine. I want to talk about superhero stuff, and that's what I'm talking about. But have a good day, and God bless you. That's the beautiful thing about YouTube and the internet. You can go on whatever channel you want, and if you don't want to go on one channel, you go into another. There you are. Life's good. You've got lots of choices there. As for me, I'm talking about superhero stuff right now. And I'm an Aston Villa fan. Oh, I want to say this as well to all you Villa fans out there who are thinking, Christian Van der Geek, can we talk about the Villa a little bit? I'll take 1 second to talk about the Villa, because the Aston Villa are having an absolutely phenomenal season after having a really terrible start to the season. The start to the season that we had was absolutely shocking. And now we're winning games for fun. And yes, the squad does need some more transfers in there. And yes, we haven't spent enough money on the team since the summer. But I will say congratulations to the manager, Unai Emery, and the coaching team at Aston Villa, because the team are playing very, very well. And we're beating teams who have spent a lot more money than us in the summer. So I will say this, up the Villa, because we are playing some great football. We're smashing it at the moment, and we're third in the league, in the Premier League. We're third in the Europa League as well, and we're having a phenom of a season. A lot of the players that have been there for quite a few years are playing some outstanding football. So up the Villa, we're having a great season, and we've got who we got next? We've got in a couple of weeks. Oh, I'm trying to think who we've got now. We've got, is it West Ham? I think we're away to West Ham, and then we have, I think it's Man United at home is the match after, I think, if I'm correct. So they're going to be good matches, I think. I think we may beat West Ham. I think if I look at those two matches for Aston Villa, I think we've got a potentiality of getting at least 4 points from those games. But the way that we're playing, we could conceivably get 2 wins. But the only thing I'd say is injuries, because the squad needs more players in there. So that's my little bit about Aston Villa. Up the Villa, we're having a very good season, and I'd want at least 4 points from the next 2 matches. Okay, so that's something that I want to do. Now, I will say this. Angel, are you not a Villa fan? I'm guessing you may be. Your family may support a different football team. Again, if that's the case, that's okay. You can support whatever football team you want. Me, I'm a Villa fan. So there you are. So I will say this for the guys and girls who are going to watch this video afterwards, and to my friends on the Red 5 network in the USA. Let me know what you think about this Supergirl trailer. Let me know if you're thinking it's going to be a good film, if you like the vibes from the trailer, if you have confidence in James Gunn to do a film that's going to be better than the Superman film, or is it going to be the same sort of thing? Do you think the plot will be better than Superman or not? Let me know what you think, guys. It's always I always enjoy the back and forth from the guys at Red 5, and this channel, Christian Van Geek, is part of Red 5, part of the Red 5 family of channels. So I'm always loving to get the opinion of those who are, especially those who are geeks and nerds. And by the way, guys, it's absolutely fine to be a geek and a nerd. I come across so many people that think about it as a negative to be a geek or nerd. There's nothing negative about being a geek. There's nothing negative about following your passion, about great stories and the best stories of our age that inspire us, that bring the best out in us. Life is story. Life is narrative. The way that humans understand reality is through story. Literally through story. I am from the UK. So I am not an American. But my channel, Christian Fandom Geek, is on Red 5 Network, which is an American podcasting network. I hope that makes things more obvious. There you go. And I think, so there, that's that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to, okay, all right. So where's that? Where is, where, Angel, where you're from? I'm looking at the flag and I'm like, I've got ideas, but can you just confirm in where what country that is? And can't. Is it Indonesia or am I getting that completely wrong? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I could be getting that completely wrong. But it's really funny anyway. It's funny with YouTube. People will, come on there and talk from all over the world, which is interesting. Anyway, um, I will say this: by bringing this is a short little stream I was doing. It's a little short one. Bringing this short little stream to a close because I thought, you know what, wanted to give a few thoughts about the Supergirl trailer. Am I super excited about the Supergirl film? No. Am I going to watch it? Yes. Do I feel that there's a bit of superhero fatigue? No. I don't think there's superhero fatigue, but I do believe that a lot of the directors and writers that we have now seem to be running out of decent ideas for films. Maybe it's because of the amount of media that we consume, because we do have a lot. There's a lot of movies that come out. There's a lot of streaming platform shows that come out, Netflix, Prime. There's so many of them now. So there is a lot of these things, a lot of these sort of demand for these stories, because we want these stories. We want great stories. We want to be entertained. We want escapism, especially the state the world's in now. There's a lot of there's people want to think about things that get them away from the state of the world. And so, in that respect, there is that kind of demand for great stories and narrative, and because there's that demand for these great stories and narrative, it's almost like there's a struggle for ingenious ideas or for novel storylines. And when they come out, when we get a movie or TV show that has really a novel or an interesting storyline, we're like, wow, like that was amazing. And it's because people in Hollywood are quite lazy and they just recycle. They look for a quick win. They're not really taking the time, and maybe because they're rushed, maybe because the pressure and the demand. Angel, Ronaldo. I'm a Ronaldo guy. Me and my wife went to visit where Ronaldo was born actually recently, and we even went to the place where his first football club was when he was growing up. So and we went to the Cristiano Ronaldo CR7 museum as well. So me and my wife, we're Ronaldo fans. We're Ronaldo, team Ronaldo. We went to the CR7 museum in Portugal, in Madeira. So we went to Madeira, loved it there, and we went to the places where Ronaldo essentially grew up. And we absolutely loved it. I just think plus some of our best friends are Portuguese as well. So we've got good Portuguese friends as well. So in that respect, I've got a link with Portuguese and Brazilian people. And so that would always make me favour Ronaldo over Messi. The other thing I'd say about Ronaldo is this. If you look at every football club Ronaldo went to, when he left the club was better, i.e. financially, or the profile of the club got better. When you look at Messi, you can't really say the same, especially after he left Barcelona. They were a complete mess, Barcelona, because they ran out of money because they paid him too much money. So I'm Team Ronaldo, 100%. Team Ronaldo, CR7. Although my favourite footballer of all time, and for you guys who are Christian fan and geek fans, you might want to know who my favourite footballer of all time is. My favourite footballer of all time is R9 Ronaldo. So Cristiano Ronaldo, for me, is better than Messi. So I'm Team Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm Team CR7 over Messi. But my favourite footballer of all time is R9 Brazilian Ronaldo. Okay. Now, you guys who are younger, might only know him from FIFA, from the FIFA video games, because he's a FIFA icon. R9 Ronaldo is a FIFA icon. But R9 Ronaldo is just, he is, when you look at the goals he scored for all the clubs he played for, PSV Eindhoven and Barca, Inter, Real Madrid, and he really, for me, I mean, I suppose when he was at Inter and when he was at Real Madrid, that was my R9 Ronaldo. It was like, that was my guy, R9 Ronaldo. That was my guy. You never see a more naturally talented footballer for me than R9 Ronaldo. Some people say Ronaldinho as well, but for me, R9 Ronaldo was the man. Just an absolutely phenom. And the closest player today to R9 Ronaldo for me is Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe, who's at Real Madrid. So for me, the closest player to R9 Ronaldo now is Kylian Mbappe. And for me, Kylian Mbappe is almost like an R9 Ronaldo regen. And I believe that Kylian Mbappe has the potential to be on the level of R9 Ronaldo. But for me, in modern times, there's no greater player for me than R9 Ronaldo. But out of Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo CR7, I'm team Cristiano Ronaldo, I'm team CR7. I hope that brings absolute conceptual clarity to that argument. So I'm team Cristiano Ronaldo, but my favourite footballer of all time is R9 Ronaldo. Okay? R9 Ronaldo, especially when he was at Real Madrid. And that's me. That's my footballing thing. Although I am an Aston Villa fan. And if you're saying what other team do I like, it's Aston Villa and Real Madrid. So I'm a bit of a Madridista as well. So that's there. Gosh, the football, we've got into football talk now because of your question, Angel. So there you go, got into football talk. Yeah, Aston Villa, Cristiano Ronaldo, and R9 Ronaldo, and that's it. So there we go. So bringing this little episode. By the way, guys and girls, if you're watching this video after the recording's finished, after this live stream is finished, there's loads of videos on Christian Fandom Gang, loads of videos. Smash the like button, hit the sub button, and watch the back catalogue of awesomeness. Great videos talking about different things, including films, religion, politics, Star Wars, pop culture, loads of different things. Loads of different episodes, including me. And there are videos on the channel of me playing football in my garden. And I do use provocative titles as well, including better than Ronaldo, better than this player, better than that player. So there are going to do that. So, Angel, God bless you. So and to everybody else, guys, be safe. Make the world a better place. Be kind. Be polite. Show some manners. Show some respect. Don't be part of the problem. Actually be part of making things better. Yeah? Okay. God bless you guys. Don't forget to smash the like button.